Good morning. It is Tuesday, October 29th, and this is Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and the Ave Maria Radio app. I'm Matthew Handley. Coming up, George Weigel reflects on Witness to Hope. But first, your local weather and this news. Vice President Kamala Harris and running mate Minnesota Governor Tim Walz held a rally in Ann Arbor last night as the state is now just 1 week from Election Day. Harris, as she was in Kalamazoo on Saturday, was briefly interrupted by protesters calling for an end to the war in Gaza. She told the crowd she will work to get the war ended as soon as possible. The first weekend of early voting in the state of Michigan resulted in over 250,000 people casting their ballots. Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson says Michigan voters made history and turned out in massive numbers. Early voting was approved in the 2022 election and runs through this Sunday. Detroit, Canton, and East Lansing offered even more time for people to vote early. As of now, over 24% of registered voters have either voted absentee or by in-person early voting. The Ford Motor Company says its third quarter revenue was down 25% to $900 million. It was attributed to a $1 billion electric vehicle-related charge for changing its EV strategy. Ford posted adjusted earnings for the quarter of $2.6 billion, an 18% jump from the $2.2 billion posted for the third quarter of 2023. Overall revenue for the automaker was $46 billion, up 5% from last year. Gibraltar Police Chief Richard Tanguay is suing the city over the city council's vote to fire him at their October 14th meeting. Tanguay says it's retaliatory after he called attention to improper conduct of some council members and employees of the city's fire department. The lawsuit says he suspected the fire chief and the fire chief's wife, who is on the council, were taking part in fraudulent pay practices for someone who is deceased. Tanguay's lawsuit also says his firing was due to the stroke he suffered in July, from which he says he fully recovered. And Michigan quarterback Jack Tuttle is quitting football after a number of concussions and health problems. In a post on Instagram Monday, Tuttle said he recently had a fifth concussion in his college career. An elbow injury has also been causing him problems. The 25-year-old said that he realized he needs to start prioritizing his health and has to step away from the game he loves. Tuttle is the second college quarterback to step away from football in less than a week. North Carolina State's Grayson McCall made the same decision after suffering a concussion he admitted he could not come back from. This is Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and streaming anywhere you go with the free Ave Maria Radio app. Your local weather is coming up next. Now this.
Never miss an episode of Michigan Mornings. Get each show delivered to your email inbox every morning by subscribing at purplecatholic.com. That's purplecatholic.com.
We have some morning showers in the area, and we may see a scattered thunderstorm during the commute today in Detroit. The rain should begin to move out of the area by 10 a.m. Our high today will be 78. Tonight will be mostly cloudy with lows around 64. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny with a high of 79. Thursday, the rain returns with temperatures in the lower 70s. And it cools off on Friday with mostly sunny skies and highs in the lower 50s. Right now in Detroit, it's 58 with overcast skies. We have some morning showers in the area, and we may see a scattered thunderstorm during the commute today in Saginaw. The rain should begin to move out of the area by 10 a.m., and our high today will be 80. Tonight will be partly cloudy with lows around 66. Tomorrow will be partly sunny with a high of 80. Thursday, the rain returns with temperatures in the lower 70s. It cools off on Friday with mostly sunny skies and highs around 50. Right now in Saginaw, it is 52 with overcast skies. It has been 20 years since George Weigel's comprehensive biography of Pope John Paul II was released. He joined Marcus Peter on Ave Maria in the afternoon to discuss his experience writing it.
The original manuscript of Witness to Hope was over 2,000 double-spaced pages, which I wrote in something like 11 months, because I spent the first year and a half of 96 and all of 97, in gathering as much material as I could, talking to as many people as I could, reading as much as I could, in order to begin writing the story, which I did not begin to write until January 2nd, 1998.
Wow.
Fortunately, I had very, very fine editorial assistants at HarperCollins, so what was this monstrous manuscript of some 2,200 pages eventually got whittled down to something like 1,400 manuscript pages, which became a 950-page book. How that all happened, I really can't quite reconstruct. Although I think the energy that I felt during that reflected the fact that I believed that much of my previous life had been a preparation for exactly this job. And I reflect on that in that third book of the trilogy, Lessons in Hope, all these things that seem serendipitous or happenstantial or just accidents of history in my life between 1951 and 1996 that turned out to be great preparation for telling the story of John Paul II. So I think that was an energizing thing.
Witness to Hope is available in the online bookstore at AveMariaRadio.net, and catch Ave Maria in the afternoon with Dr. Marcus Peter weekdays at 4 p.m. I'm Matthew Handley, and that's going to do it for this edition of Michigan Mornings on a Tuesday. You can stay connected with me on X. I'm at Radio Handley, and Lord willing, I will talk to you again tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.